Last time I posted this, there were some errors that should be removed. Be full today. The beginning of the film is a smuggling scene of a gang of gangsters. Then they're on their way to the next location. Suddenly, a motorcycle appeared to throw a nail pad that causes a car to lose control. The rest of you see that and shoot, but he swerved so skillfully that he dodged them all. On the right side of the road, he avoided, and then dived down and accelerate straight ahead. I thought I cut off the tail, but I can't believe the driver in front of me is my driver. Motorcycle after landing. When they knock down all the juniors, they drag the boss Ra to investigate. 2 people are hired. Kill this guy because he's selling counterfeits. But you're hot as a soldier. Spirit wants to solve the boss. Then suddenly, the blonde gets the call. The Kia line says, your daughter has a fever. So I turned around. Blame. The man had long hair because he didn't take care of her. Be careful. You two are swearing at each other. And the boss next to me is not my turn to talk. Put your mouth in. So I had long hair and gave a piece of candy to log out. It must have been a few months ago. British blonde is a genuine fuckboy after flying around all night with a girl. Then you can ask for people's personal information. When I got home, I saw the battlefield. That you have black hair. Show out. There was another mouth. Where did Ra run to scratch my face and make me feel bad? I know you have black hair. Where did the guy pick it up from? Then Kazuki came to complain because he was still worried. If you pick up another mouth, you can feed it. Cats are an art, but the rope's not an artist, so Kazuki decided to return it to the production site. Before I left, I gave him a scarf around his neck. When I returned, Kazuki transformed into a housewife like every day, cleaning up the battlefield, laid out by young people. But even so, he's still bitter about the cat. Because of the nature of your job, you can die at any time. So the AIs involved, both can be in danger. And then you pull out the file on the next target. Both will act on Christmas Day. It's also tomorrow. Kazuki went to a cafe that night. But this is actually where you're supposed to be. After getting paid last time, I asked, give me half of this money to that person. I was on my way home when my 2 sisters called me back. He shook with me because there was a discounted price today, so he agreed. But he's actually just here playing cards, so don't think badly. The one who doesn't play wins. Kazuki stepped out when there were only shorts on him. With the t-shirt be a-holes. Move the scene to a girl who's alone. Go to your father. Ask passers-by about things. She ran there again to find him. The target this time is a human trafficker from Southeast Asia. He's been moving around Asia, so it's hard to catch. After arriving at the mission site, the rope was disguised as Santa Claus broke in. I met 2 guards, then he asked me to deliver the cake to the lady. If they don't believe you, pull out your phone. But it's actually Q pretending to be... By now, the Kia girl had managed to get here. I just saw the cake. She ran into the elevator with Kazuki. I told you it was delicious, so I gave her the cake, because anything is just a part of the plan. She introduced her name Miri here to see Papa. After listening, Kazuki remembered that girl. At this moment, the elevator doors opened. Miri ran outside and the 2 guards found her. But fortunately, it was hidden underneath. Solve with a gun. While running, Ra was pulled back by Kazuki. It's not about going to the altar and seeing naked chickens. A long time ago, Rei jumped up with a cool attitude. Dodge all the bullets and take out the guards and go inside. It's just that bad at home. Your skills are a bit off. Everyone in the hall. When I saw the killer, I ran away. Rei multiplies the opportunity, but Miri has now been taken hostage by the boss. See that Kazuki. Take the food tray next to you. Run towards them with a bullet barrier. Screaming that I'm Miri's papa, and the rope behind you to help you take down the gangsters. As soon as the boss got shot, Miri ran to embrace him. And from here, Miri had father and Kazuki. There was another debt to take home. Rei then escaped by the window. Kazuki was holding Miri. Sneak into the crowd so no AI will detect it. That's how it ends. But when they got home, they found out Miri's father. It was the trafficker I killed. Start episode 2. The next morning, Miri banged on the door of the room and called Kazuki up. I went out and looked at Miri. I wonder who the kids are that loud. Now Miri can't bear to say that she wants to go. I now realize that the baby I brought home yesterday, he picked up Miri and threw her in the toilet. Later, Kazuki. Every day we prepare breakfast for young people. Jay, but this time there's more Miri. She saw that and wanted to help. But you threw me away. Finished listening. Miri was pretty bad, so she ran to the chair to help him. But because of the noise, it struck the young man. Jay just woke up from the bathroom. Kazuki gave Miri to Jay to take care of. But maybe this is the wrong choice, because right after that, Miri let Jay's game discs fly. After a while, Kazuki found a way to solve Miri, but Papa, she was logged out by 2 people last night. Where else? If there's no AI to take care of her, she'll be an orphan. I decided to find Miri's mother, so I went up to her and asked her where Miri came from. But other than that, it's so far from here. She doesn't know anything else. In this case, the 2 of you also have to stop. Miri wanted to climb up to Kazuki's place right now. Unfortunately, he spilled his coffee on me. When I saw that, I put Miri in her clothes. Looking back, what's wrong? They both went to Q to ask him to investigate Miri's mother. But as soon as we got there, he trained us for a fight. For acting so blatantly. You've also received your salary for the case. As usual, Kazuki, take half of this money and send it back. After you 2 left, then a man walked into the store. But when I saw him, I wasn't very happy. After returning home, Jay pulled out his gun and went to check his pulse. Because I suspect a burglary. The new house is so messy, but I can't believe that everything is Miri. I just saw 2 people about her with guns pointed at BA. 2. You are with nothing. At night, while eating rice, Jay and Kazuki discussed their next goal. That's a drug lord. He was surrounded by a lot of guards. And suddenly Miri came running up and said, "This is different from my mother's. I think she's complimenting me." But the hard truth, when Miri asked her mother's food to cook better. And then he was upset that he hadn't seen his mother in a long time. Kazuki thought that through consolation, but it's actually just a trick. Let a 4-year-old lead the nose. Kazuki was too hot to chase Miri, but while running, follow her. Then suddenly he thought of a plan for this mission. The next day, Miri saw that you were going out and asked to come with you. Kazuki pulled out a pile of junk food to comfort him. She is at home, but Miri finds her running away. Screaming, banging on the door. The neighbors saw that Ra took a look, and Kazuki opened the door. Ra, so you have to let her go with you. Later Kazuki, dressed up as a plumber to sneak in. But suddenly, Miri pressed the whistle. It almost made your plan come to light. I want to go out at this time, so I just told her to hold on. And then you run in. It's true that security is very tight here. But with just a few of his techniques, Kazuki, it was easy to get past the guard. After breaking into the camera room, you knocked out one of them. Your goal is to plant a bomb, set off a false alarm that caused the boss to run outside. Like that, when Jay shows up, we can deal with him. But I can't believe this time. Miri couldn't stand it, so she went to India. I rang the bell and said I wanted to go to the bathroom. Kazuki had just finished preparing. When I came out, I met Miri and called him Papa. More. The young man realized that he had to chase after her. They saw that and chased you. Kazuki had to activate the bomb. Preset. You guys just keep playing catch with each other. In some phantom way that you're run to the boss's room. When you caught Miri, that's when these guys point their guns at you. Fortunately at that time, the line shot in from the outside, distracting the Kia people. Alone in the rain of bullets, without getting hit. It costs real money to hire these people. Taking that opportunity, Kazuki ran out with Miri. Follow the young man who is shooting again. In the end, the plan failed. Kazuki called Miri. Don't tell her and remind her outside. Don't call me Papa. Back, 2 people are looking for a way not to Miri. Hovering around here again, right then and there. Q called thinking he'd be scolded for a fight. But he announced it. I found Miri's mother's information. Start your BA. When Jay was meeting, I had a nightmare about my father right then and there. I wake up and I still can't get up. So she jumped up and gave Jay a kick in the stomach. There is a girl worth 8 rice. Later the 2 talked about returning Miri. Back to the place of production. Your world is both dark and cruel, so we can't leave her here. So then, Kazuki went to find Q to get information about Miri's mother. I don't know why I met this young man. Scouring the soul too. Miri is playing outside the park. By the way, you 2 also sat there to look at her mother's file. At that moment, Miri ran to give Cho Kazuki and asked Papa to eat it. See that? Kazuki reminded me that I should not be called Papa outside. Suddenly a car selling potatoes came by, so Miri turned my attention running through it. Rei and Kazuki also understood the idea, so they played around to see who Ra bought for Miri. Finally, Rei, it was the loser and Kazuki ran to buy water. Miri went to the swing and asked. Jay pushed for me, but he didn't care. At that moment, an uncle came. I thought Miri was lost, so I asked her. Miri pointed her hand at Jay. But you're not Miri's family. Also lucky, Kazuki ran back in time, but Miri didn't recognize him as Papa. That made Uncle Kia suspicious. She said you were outside. Don't call me Papa. When Kazuki finished listening, there was a drought of words. Kazuki coaxed Miri to sleep that night. If you're wise, ghosts will appear. But this doesn't scare Miri. But on the contrary, she's interested. Miri couldn't sleep and woke up to find her. Jay saw you sleeping in the bathroom. She thought you were afraid of ghosts, but Jay says he's in the ambush room. Miri's worried you'll be scared to pee. So I slept with you. She had never laughed, so she tried. Jay laughed and couldn't. The next day, they decided to take Miri back to her mother. After a while, the BA arrived. Kazuki ran ahead to check the surroundings. Just walked into a small bar. I saw a girl like Miri in the picture. Theo is standing on the stage. Sing. Suddenly a young man came to push Kazuki aside. He rushed to Miri's mother and beat her. If you see that, run back and forth. But this guy used a bottle of wine to attack you. After beating him, Kazuki turned to ask Miri's mother. But she gave you a fig and told her not to touch her man. Miri's having fun with Jay. Then I ran out to the kids over there. It made me look at and talk to the mothers nearby. Jay has been asking Miri at SAO all day. Kazuki is Papa. So I was taught by her that Papa, he always comes to my rescue when I'm in danger. After listening, Jay remembered the past. My father trained me to be an assassin. He wouldn't let you call yourself father, but boss. Suddenly Jay returned to reality. Looking back, I didn't see Miri. Kazuki is talking to Miri's mother. But she's being indifferent about her business. Kazuki said that Miri liked to eat the steak made by her mother. But in fact, it's just steak bought at the supermarket. She told me that she had been tricked by her father. I don't want to see Miri anymore. Every time I see Miri, laughing, she wants to go down and hit her. She doesn't understand why in the world. Can you laugh at all this suffering? I was very angry when I heard it. Because for parents, loving your children is a matter of course. But she said that people with high ideals, being as beautiful as you always brings misfortune to the family. When you finish listening, you remember something unpleasant. In the past, I decided not to let Miri come back here and raise her with your own hands. Jay's looking for Miri. I saw 2 police officers with me. Little girl thinks, let Miri stay for the police. It would be better, so I'm leaving. But when I see Miri struggling and always calling out to Papa, I can't help myself. He came out and said he was Miri's father. Miri ran over and hugged the rope. The 2 of them left for a while, and Kazuki returned. I also said I'll keep Miri. Then all 3 of them took each other home. Kazuki made everyone a piece of steak. Miri finished eating and felt much better than last time. Let's go to episode 4. Today, Miri asked Kazuki to let her do things in the house. But doing so is less destructive. Kazuki turned to the newspaper after the news. It's hard to clean up the battlefield. Do, Miri. Show out. At this rate, you're going to have to quit your job and stay home. Miri died just then. Kazuki saw a kindergarten car. So that night, Kazuki planned to send Miri to kindergarten. But unfortunately, when I called there, they said there's no more enrollment. I don't know how. Miri next door is excited to go. So the next day, they brought Miri. Go to the government office to apply for admission. But this pile of knowledge and documents made Kazuki, just looking at it, can't stand it. I think this is too complicated, so Jay offered to create a fake profile for Miri. You 2 are assassins anyway. So these jobs will be as easy as carrying hands. So after a night of faking records, finally, 3 people passed. After finishing the work, BA took each other to the kindergarten, Miri, about to enter. But in front of the principal, Miri's about to reveal herself. Kazuki forged papers for himself. What about they used guns to shoot each other? So I had to take Miri, get out of there immediately. And Kazuki, we had to replan, and then BA went back to kindergarten. Next, after interviewing 3 people, they accepted Miri. Enroll here, back at the government office. Accept your application. So now you just need to get your stuff ready. You can send Miri to kindergarten. They took her to the mall to pick her up, for fear of being judged. So you 2 prepare your stuff too. But after buying it, I noticed that I needed to embroider the Miri name onto her stuff. Even if you don't want to, you have to accept it. So you 2 had to stay up all night getting Miri's stuff ready. The next morning, they drove Miri to school. But this is a bit too flashy. The teacher saw you 2 dressed like that and thought you were the mafia. But the young man called himself a murderer. The mothers want you to stop. Even my husband can. After leads Miri. Getting used to the class, the 2 of you left. Kazuki felt like he was being liberated right now. And Miri here went to her classmates. Please play with me. But they refused because they were worried that her clothes would get dirty. Into the evening, Kazuki and Jay were sitting at a cafe selling melons. Then I remembered Ra. It's time to pick up Miri. He ran away, but this made Q feel strange. Kazuki asked if Miri's stay was fun. but she said she didn't know. The next day, though, I came to pick her up and ask Miri. But Miri, I feel a little sad because it's not what I thought it was. Miri is bored at school every day. Kazuki went to find the teacher and found out. Maybe it's because Miri's outfit is different from everyone else's. It's very difficult to make friends. Now I realize it's all because of the expensive stuff I bought for Miri. So the next day, 3 people went to the mother's market. It's very cheap and convenient here, so AI is also interested. The next day my father changed his appearance, brand new, and go to school. But I see, I didn't dare to talk to you, so I kicked the ball. Miri, with the same technique as Kazuki's brother 7. That's very surprising to the kids. That's how you made Miri. You can play with your friends. End of episode 4 and episode 5. At this time, Kazuki, looking back at the bills. The past few days have been boring. If it's like this, there's only the harness. So the next day I went with Jay to see Q. Ask him for a job, before Kazuki's plea. Then he pulled out a document. Ask 2 people to gather 10 pieces of information and investigate the target. Next, go back to the 2 people who are dividing the work. That's when I got a call from the kindergarten. They announced that the class won't open in a few days, so Miri must be at home. You 2 can't be happy to hear that, because there's a lot of work to do. The delivery has not been resolved. When I heard you 2 had work to do, Miri's eyes lit up. I asked to come along because the teacher gave me homework. Is to write about Papa's work. But you can't reveal. Can I be a killer? So by the time Miri goes to bed and the 2 of you start working. I haven't slept in 3 days, so I'm exhausted. When he woke up in the morning, Kazuki woke up. I said I'll go out for a while and leave Miri at Cho's. Jay takes care. I was walking out the door when Miri ran over and wanted to follow me. Kazuki did not give. That is, she follows you when you walk a little bit. Hiding like a ninja. The village, to be able to know Kazuki's current job. Now Miri runs, follows him to an alley, but just ignores him. A little did not see. Where is Kazuki? Over here. Jay woke up to find the house unusually quiet. I ran to find Miri, but I couldn't find her. Kazuki came to see Q, but he doesn't look very happy. Please give me some advice about that. I thought Jay would call right now and tell Miri was missing. I ran home and asked Jay what had happened. But this guy just replied, I don't know. So the 2 of you ran off to find Miri. And over here, she's running around the road. Suddenly I hit a man. Miri was picked up by him, put down and left. Q went out and saw her. Kazuki was too worried to go to the police. I'm afraid Miri's going to meet some pervert. Because she looks pretty cute anyway. Then you still face the world and call yourself thirsty. So we both went to Q's. I was surprised to see Miri. It's in here. He ran to embrace Miri, but the Q next to him is blackened when he sees Miri. I call you BA. See that Kazuki. He explained that 2 people had recently taken over the job. As a young man, I can see through his eyes. I asked about the progress of the work I gave them. Kazuki confessed that the progress was a bit delayed. Q sighed and said that she would help look after Miri. So you 2 have time to work. After listening, Kazuki opened his mouth because he couldn't believe it. When you return, you are worried. If this is revealed, you can log out. As opposed to 2 people. Miri is so carefree that she prepares her clothes to kill. Before I left, I told her not to talk. Half a word about me with him. After leaving Miri in Chokyu's care, the 2 of them left. Now Miri is brewed by Q for a glass of juice. After drinking it, she felt it was delicious. Kazuki kept thinking about cases Q can do with Miri. It makes me feel nervous. Determination to complete. It was a quick mission to get back to her. Miri saw that Q was close to Jay and Kazuki. She asked me about my dad's job. Q saw that and called Kazuki's job. Very special makes Miri. It's very interesting. But he said that Kazuki was a comedian. Her face is like this. And he's an oil tycoon. She doesn't understand when she's done listening. Over here, Kazuki did it again and was worried that Miri was with Q. Is it okay or not? Miri is currently finishing her homework. When Q asked Miri if she loved him, Jay and Kazuki didn't. She said yes and said she loved them very much. In the evening, they both completed their mission. Since when has Miri been sleeping? While sleeping, he called Jay and Kazuki Papa. It makes you panic. I wanted to make excuses, but Q told me she knew everything. He said that her world, different from your world. Raising a child, living as a family is risky. People here don't know tomorrow. Can I live anymore or not? All 3 of them are the ones who killed her father. But after contact, Q also understood why you 2 adopted Miri. Maybe one day, Miri can change Kazuki and Jay's lives. Today, Kazuki, I'm watching the news that parents don't care about their kids. It makes them corrupt. I wonder if it's too late for Miri. And think about the prospect of her playing race and call you old man. The next Rei could not have imagined the day. Kazuki thought so. Kazuki came to pick up Miri in the afternoon. I saw an announcement about an upcoming trip. Suddenly the teacher appeared and said that today Miri fights with school friend and asked Kazuki to talk to her. You see, it's time to act. So Kazuki went to ask Miri about it. But she denies that she didn't hit anyone. Kazuki, he said he was her father and had a responsibility to teach her. But Miri still refused to accept wrong and say you're mean and run away. I hate you anymore. Kazuki also took a picture after listening. It's really sad. The next day I made a bento box. It's great to let Miri bring it, go for a picnic, but Jay knows you're just trying to seduce her. But even so, Miri was still angry and Kazuki was dumbfounded. The second time I said I'm going to kindergarten with Jay today, Kazuki had a mental breakdown after listening. I thought if this kept happening, I'd make it happen. Miri is going down the wrong path. When I looked back, Miri forgot to bring the bento box. I'm going to run there. Jay announced that Miri had already left in the car. Kazuki had pulled Jay along with me to go there. Here, Miri went to the picnic site. We went to the zoo together. I'm looking at animals. Where does a boy come from? Miri and her friends left uneasily. The boy wanted to go and see the lion alone. Miri ran away because she was worried. Kazuki and Jay also arrived at this time. Miri and her friends are lost in the teacher's group. Miri tried to calm you down and took the boy with her. Kazuki is looking for Miri's whereabouts. Then suddenly, I can see she's holding some kid's hand. Then imagine, the scene where the two of them became lovers made Kazuki start to get hot. I saw that kid with Theo behind him. So Kazuki thought this kid was a fuck. Boy real. Miri and her friends are trying to get back into the group. I understood that and decided to follow, to ensure the safety of Miri. But this makes Miri suspicious. Fortunately, he escaped in time. After a while, the whole group gets tired. So the four of us decided to sit here and rest. Suddenly, there was a suspicious person. He came out and took some lunch. Next to Miri, run to stop her. But this guy wants to fuck her. Fortunately, Jay was standing from a distance. So this guy left the food and left. The whole group continued on their way. I stopped because I saw the cars, toys in the game. Miri called out to Papa when she saw that. I'm really good at that, and I love Jay. Made Kazuki. I heard it from a distance, just hit the tree trunk. In helplessness. We went out all day, so the four of us decided to drag Bento. Come out for lunch. But when Miri tried to get out, she found nothing inside. Kazuki saw that. I want to run out and give it to Miri, but the rope stops me. Right now, Kia gave Miri some of her food. So they shared a portion of the food with Miri. If you look back, the kid is not that bad. But even so, Kazuki said he wouldn't let Cho Miri be a young girlfriend, Kia. Suddenly, the suspect came and grabbed Miri. He overpowered the boy and pulled out a gun and threatened them. But suddenly, there's two people dressed up in stuffed animals. From where appeared. Go up and give it to this guy. The blows of love. The kids are delighted to see that. Miri even ran to her feet to thank Kazuki. Feeling emotional, the teacher finally found the whole group. The other boy was Tiger. I had a fight with Miri last time. I'm sorry for the teacher and everyone. Back to Miri ran to embrace Kazuki. She doesn't seem to care about the morning anymore. Uncle, come here. Please like the video to subscribe to my support channel. Now say goodbye.